On to the next battle, and allow me to say before we even get started that Dynasty Warriors styled games have a very hard time pulling off battles where you're supposed to lose. Well, Nobunaga and the Tokugawa troops as well. Our spears should get a good deal of exercise in this one. First things first, there's some equipment to put on. I wonder why it's called a moonstone instead of a moon ring. I don't suppose they can tell us what mythological beast this thing's made of. Not that it'd make much of a difference, I'm just curious. Wait, you are opening up with a cavalry charge? I don't care how good your cavalry are. You aren't the goddamn Rohirrim. Even before guns were a thing in warfare, cavalry were typically used to flank enemy armies or tear into lines that were already broken. Even if he's completely unaware of how guns work, he should still be worried about how many casualties we'll take when our horsemen run into a hell of a lot of spears. I'm a person who's more comfortable with various kinds of infantry, not really a cavalry kind of person. I should not be the one saying this is a bad idea. And the fact that Yukimura, a hot-blooded, full-steam-ahead kind of guy, had reservations about this plan just screams Katsuyori is in way over his head. As a side note, using ranged weapons in first person is a little awkward in this kind of game. There's a reason it's more preferable to tear into the enemy with constantly repeating melee attacks. And with that, we technically own the castle. Assuming I've got the right sources for this, though. The castle stayed in Tokugawa hands in the actual historical event. Still, it's easy to forgive the inaccuracy, since the game wants to make a point, and it'd be even more awkward if we were charging alongside the cavalry. Tempting as it might be to run towards the main enemy force now, we've unfortunately got to hold our ground and wait. I know, rather counterintuitive considering how combat is handled around here. Oh, come on! Those wooden barriers aren't anywhere near as effective as the ones they actually used. And where are the lines of men behind these guys to get the next few volleys out while these guys reload? If you're gonna pull a whole mechanization of war and death of honor sort of scene, do it a little more to give it some actual impact. They'd be struggling even if they didn't have to deal with guns. Katsuyori, it's like you've never paid any attention at all to when and how your father used his cavalry in your entire life. You were just too absorbed with your own personal glory. That opponent probably wouldn't be that difficult for a player-controlled character to beat, but there's nothing we can do about that. We need to hold our position. Dear God, this is very much against the usual instincts I have in this kind of game. I'm sorry. I know the game engine has certain limits, but this feels more like something we should be shown, not told. I'm very sorry to say that a single warrior is better than strategy and tactics. tactics, at least in this style of game. It's just that the one warrior who can change the tide of battle around here has to play rearguard instead of being the tip of the spear. All because we have to worry about ninjas that can literally appear out of nowhere. I don't suppose they'll have some kind of magical ability like that when they're on our side later in the game. Will they? Get it already. Our allies are struggling while we're just ripping through the enemy with a painful amount of ease. It doesn't matter how much you respect our skill if our commander doesn't. I have the distinct feeling that's not going to be the only group that tries to hit us from this direction. And of course, if anyone else tries to hit us from this angle, they just might pop in out of nowhere, making the minimap feel kinda useless. Of course, now that we've got the issue that our front line troops have gone from getting crushed to essentially gone. Oh, how I wish we didn't have to protect Katsuyori. He really, really deserves what's coming to him. Oh, thank you, my lord. You're making it harder to kill the officer who just tore his way into our camp. As if leaving your best warrior as a rearguard and just mindlessly throwing everyone else at the enemy defenses wasn't bad enough. Granted, historically speaking, Yukimura wouldn't have been old enough to have seen this battle, but still, definitely not a very well executed battle in this game. Oh, we'll deal with Hanzo soon enough, but he's not the only threat that's practically on top of us. Sure, we took down Keiji so fast it was like he wasn't even there, and that's actually rather jarring considering how tough I remember he is in the sequel. In fact, I've got the distinct feeling that most of my memories of Samurai Warriors is from the second game. Still, it only makes sense to go through the first before you get to the second. Sorry about that, Musashi. Not really much we could do in the current situation. Yeesh, Kujiro looks about ready to cash it in as well. Oh, how I wish you could somehow compete with the fighting we're doing right now, Kunoichi. Of course, I also wish the enemy felt like we're the opponents and that we didn't have those jarring cutscenes as each important character is defeated. It's not even like those cutscenes add anything. It's just the guy we defeated walking away in an empty space regardless of how many people are actually on the battlefield in the area where he got his ass handed to him. Oh, as if that wasn't already painfully obvious when they started rushing through our front door. For some reason, I wish he retreated to the castle we captured for him earlier, not towards another enemy force. At the very least, that would imply that having Yukimura take the castle at the start of the battle had some kind of meaning. I know this is supposed to be a crippling disaster for the Takeda clan, but still, I just can't help thinking that somebody like Katsuyori, who managed to capture the fortress of Takatenjin a year before Nagashino, would at least know the basics of warfare. But then it's not like we outright saw brilliance from Shingen in the previous two missions. Maybe making Katsuyori absolutely brainless was the only way the game could pull off him losing this battle so decisively, considering the player character is so absurdly powerful. Bloody hell. It's just so easy cutting through these guys. I need to give Yukimura's hands a rest for a moment. The sheer amount of damage we're doing to the enemy and the sheer lack of effort on our part just... Ugh. It's not that we're invincible. Just that the only member of the enemy army that's given us actual trouble was Mitsuhide. Everyone else has been dropping like flies the instant they run into us. Health bars and striking power doesn't really matter much when you're not given much of a chance to strike back. Oh, it should not be this easy to smack around the future Shogun. Not in a battle that he and Nobunaga were supposed to win, and that the story of the game will claim they won. How much more assistance can Katsuyori even need? We just took out one of the enemy's biggest leaders. He's not even wounded, and still just smacking people from horseback. Why are we getting messages that he's in danger if that's the case? Well, win in one definition of the phrase. Seriously. This is not the kind of battle that this game can pull off at all. Battles where our side sweeps the enemy up, or even battles that are supposed to be rather close, this game could probably do some good things with. But being in a losing battle, while still feeling like a major league badass, requires better AIs than this game can muster. It also requires things to be absolutely chaotic, to the point that the player couldn't screw with the intended ending regardless of how much we might try. But no, instead of chaos, we just stood in place because of a cheap bit of spawning fresh enemies. I know that technically speaking, Yukimura wasn't old enough to have taken part in this battle in history, but still, there had to be a better way to make sure the battle was lost, despite the fact that the player character is absurdly capable in a fight compared to everybody else. Definitely doesn't feel like the hopeless situation it's supposed to be. Yeesh, one hit and he's over a third dead. And know we just grabbed an item to increase our damage, but that still feels very disrespectful of such a major member of the Oda forces. Sure, he won't get his own unique sprite until Samurai Warriors 2, but still. Oh, come on! I don't even see any enemies near Katsuyori's position. We have been clearing them out very effectively. And the fact that we have to win in order to move on just feels wrong when the... Yay. The entire point of this battle is that our side is getting its ass handed to it. Not too many people left to just return there with, sir. Yukimura, there is nothing for you to be ashamed of. It's just a combination of questionable game design and a horrible leader.